grano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto atoncino d'amor, delle belle turbando al riposo.
All right, tubers, Matt M. Roy back once again, back to you with a cooking video. I was in Lidl the other day when I went to Best Buy to pick up some SSDs, solid state hard drives, and wouldn't you know, Lidl had eggplant on special, which you can probably see right here. They were $1.49 each. I wound up getting 4 of them, and they were pretty ripe when I bought them yesterday. And show them what they told you, how to tell if they're ripe.
It said if you push it and it springs back out, that it's ripe. If it indents and stays, like if you push it and it stays, it's not ripe.
Okay.
Which I would think the opposite, but
so the more springy it is, the more ripe it is, apparently.
Exactly.
So what we're going to be doing today, we are going to be making
eggplant parmesan.
One of my personal favorites. So this is going to be in stages. So show them the first thing we have to do to make your homemade eggplant parmesan.
Well, first I'm going to peel it. Now I know a lot of people don't peel their eggplant, like if you go to Italian restaurants, but I worked in a gourmet Italian deli for a while, and I worked with a lady that was actually from Italy, and she used to make this herself, and she wouldn't make the Parmesan. She would just fry it up, and then they would sell it at the deli. And she used to do, I think it was on Thursdays, and literally within an hour of her making it, it would be sold out, because I guess people would buy it, bring it home, and make their own. But she always peeled the eggplant, so that's how I'm going to do it.
And I can definitely see that because the skin can get kind of tough even
and
after
bitter.
You cook it.
Sometimes it's bitter too.
That's true. So Mom's going to go ahead and peel it. This is just like a regular potato peeler. That's all you need, folks. And that's already looking so good. Look at the strings on that. And you don't really lose much. I mean, look at that.
No,
it is
thin.
so thin. And I just think, personally, it tastes a lot better this way.
Yeah, I like it better.
All right, we'll let Mom finish peeling that, and then we'll show you what we do next in just a couple. All right, tubers, so step 2, we have one of these industrial slicers like you would find in a deli.
Yeah, maybe not quite as fancy, but it's good.
But it works.
Yeah, it works. And if you don't have it, you can always use the knife, but this cuts it exactly the same. Each slice is exactly the same size.
It's so easy, and we're going to go ahead and show you right now. I'm going to try to get a good angle here. Go ahead and turn it on.
Hold on, we're not working here.
What happened?
Hold on, this is not in right.
Oh, you got to stick the blade in right. This can get
right.
tricky sometimes. You got to make sure that the motor is attached to the blade.
Yeah, it's not in all the way, I don't think. Sometimes after you wash it, you put it away.
You got to just reattach it. So the motor, you got to really turn in there. It's got to be real tight. See, now it wasn't in all the way.
That's because we washed it and put it away, and we weren't checking it really well.
I'm glad she knows this because I haven't used this machine that much. Okay, so now let's give it a try. See if it's going to work.
I'm going to try this. See how this slices. See if I like it.
There you go. You can see it turning.
It may not be big enough. I like it bigger than that. That's too small. So.
All right, so that's fine. We can adjust the size of the slice.
So, I don't know. I think that's pretty good. It's a little bigger than that. I think a little bigger.
Actually, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I do it like that.
Hold on. Let me double check.
And they're coming out. See how easy that is?
On the thin side.
No, that's too thin. You made it thinner.
Well, I didn't push it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, usually you have the guide, but I couldn't put the guide on.
Do you see how uniform they are? They're all pretty much the same size.
And now I have the guide on, so I think I usually do it thicker than that, but I think it's okay.
Boy, can you imagine having to cut that individually?
No.
Would take a lot of time.
I would not be able to get it very even, that's for sure.
Look, check it out. Look at the effect on there. Almost looks like Stonehenge. Here, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, it does.
It looks like Stonehenge. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. All right, well, tubers, I'm not going to make you watch the rest of us cutting this. So this is step 2 of making Mom's delicious eggplant parmesan. Go ahead and pause this, and we'll pick it up when step 3 comes. Okay. All right, we're back.
Okay, we have all our eggplant sliced up. And we have our breadcrumbs. And I mixed in some Parmesan cheese. Even though they're Italian style, I still mix some Parmesan cheese. Actually, I think I was Parmesan and Romano.
Yep, Parmesan cheese. No, this is just Parmesan.
Yeah, but the one I put in was Parmesan and Romano. But you could do either.
All right.
And then I got the flour, which I'll put in this bag, and I'll show you in a minute, and the eggs, and I'm going to beat the eggs. And tell them about the egg beater, Matt.
Now, this is something we picked up at a garage sale.
Yep.
You can't really buy these anymore. This is the old-fashioned manual one.
And my mother used to use it all the time, and all the girls in my family, the three of us, we all have one and use it rather than taking out an electric mixer.
That's right.
I tell you, it's good exercise too.
Yeah, you get a really good workout with this.
I should have skinny arms.
I know. Well, keep going. Maybe you will.
I hope. It would be nice.
You really got to beat it well. You want this really well mixed.
And it really does a good job. That's
Look at that.
Really good job.
You want it to have some froth on top. When you see the froth on top, you know it's done.
Right. We rinse off just quickly because if it gets dry, it's hard to get it off.
We try to be as sanitary as possible.
Yeah.
Now, what are you using the lemon juice for?
Lemon juice goes. You know what? I know that the lady that told her, the Italian lady I used to, I know she put it in the eggs. I don't know why exactly. I don't know if it's to cut down on bitterness or if it's maybe so that the eggplant doesn't turn color. You know, because a lot of times we use citrus stuff. We use things with citrus in it. Like it helped. Like when I made the peach pie the other day, it helps keep the peaches a peach color instead of turning brown.
Oh,
like apples and everything. And I'm not really sure. I never really asked her why, but I know she does it, and that's what I'm doing. So
you can smell the lemon for sure.
So what I'm going to do is I hope there's no holes in this bag. There's a bunch of flour in this. We'll find out soon enough. If there is, we'll have a cloud of flour.
That's right. We're going to have a lot of cleanup to do if there is a hole in that bag.
I hope not. I was trying to find it. I usually use a Ziploc bag, but I'm going to do a lot at once. So, okay, so what we do is we dip our eggplant in the egg wash. Okay, get it all on.
Ooh.
Gets messy. All right, then it goes in the bag with the flour. Let's just get them all. I'll do a few at a time this way. You don't want to sit in the whole time while I'm doing the whole batch, that's for sure.
You really want to get a lot of the egg wash on there. It's very important. Because you don't want to have bare spots on your eggplant, because that could burn. Especially as you start cooking it.
Alright, let me do this batch. Let's see. Just do a little batch at a time here. Okay. Of course, excuse me just a minute. I got to get something to wipe my hands off with.
And you can see in there, you got a lot of the egg mixture on there. Pretty much evenly covered. All right.
And we shake, shake, shake.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
Okay.
Shake your booty.
Yeah, this takes a while. It really does take a while. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shake off any excess flour. We're going to put it back in the egg wash. Get it? And then we're going to stick it in the breadcrumbs.
Look at that. Got a little bare spot right there.
Little bit, but it's all right. There. But it's not bare anymore.
Close
and
enough.
It's going to go over here. We actually need another spot.
Oh, so she's going to bring us over.
I'm going to bring this over just a little bit.
We can move this.
So back again with the shake it off.
Yep. So.
Oh, look what happens.
Uh-oh.
So I gotta get.
Gotta shake it again because sometimes they get stuck together.
Those two
guys. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty.
No, shake, 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 shake. Just shake your eggplant.
Yep. So back into
Shake
the
it
egg
off,
wash.
Back into the egg wash.
Liberally applied.
Yes. And then
back
into the breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. And just to show you guys, we are using regular Italian style breadcrumbs, not the plain breadcrumbs.
No, that I also added Parmesan cheese to.
Yeah,
I like more Parmesan flavor.
This is an Italian dish. You definitely want to have Italian flavoring here.
There you go.
So once again, back into the breadcrumbs and over here. And we're going to continue to do this.
For quite a while, because there's quite a bit here. This is like a really, it takes quite a while to do this. I mean, between this and, you know, getting everything breadcrumbed and everything, and then between frying it, You know.
Yeah, I mean, look at everything. Look at all the eggplant here. This is going to take some time. But, I mean, look how nice this looks. Everything is pretty much evenly coated. Yeah, there are a few bare spots, but as long as there's flour on there, then when you cook it, it's not going to burn. So we're going to go ahead and continue to do this. I'm going to go ahead and pause it. And next will be, what, step 4?
Yeah, I think this was 3, correct?
All right. We'll be back shortly.
Okay.
All right, tubers, so Mom is running out of what? Eggs and
already.
flour. This is the last of the eggs, and we still have tons of eggplant to make. So I am going to be running over to Food Lion. I'm going to go ahead and take my bike, even though it's kind of hot. Got my backpack over here. So is that all you're going to need, you think, for now?
I might need flour. I'm not sure. I don't know, but that was the end of my flour. I know you have bread flour, but I don't know if that would be good or not. Oh, wrong.
All right, so I'll get some eggs and flour, and we'll pick this up again when we get to the next step. All right, tubers, it's getting late. Mom is, believe it or not, actually still breading these, so I couldn't wait any longer. I am going to take one of these pieces of eggplant, and I'm just going to cook it myself. I have a frying pan here on high heat, and you can do this too. Instead of baking it, I'm just going to cook it, and I'm going to take a little bite once it's done. So basically, you're going to fry each side in a little bit of olive oil. How long do you think?
Oh, a couple minutes on each side, probably.
Yeah, probably
So
2 or 3 minutes each side. But man, doesn't that look so good? I mean, look at that thing sizzle.
Woo.
You can hear it sizzling too. Sounds so good. And you want to use olive oil. Olive oil is perfect for this. Pretty much any Italian dish you want olive oil. Now you can use vegetable oil, which I think we're going to use when we do the bulk frying, but this is what I like. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over just to show you guys. It's getting a little bit crispy. Gonna let that cook a few more minutes. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then we'll go ahead and put the rest of this meal together. All right, tubers, she's about done. And this is something you can do if you really don't want to spend the time to actually make the eggplant parmesan. So I just fried that up. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this sauce here, pour it on top, and maybe just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Pour that on there. Ooh, that looks so good.
It's good just like that.
And then I'm going to get a fork and give this a try. All right, so let's give this a try. This is just the eggplant itself with marinara sauce and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Let's give it a try. So good. You can taste the eggplant, a little bit of olive oil in there. The one thing I think it needs is maybe just a little bit of salt and pepper on top. But if you're trying to cut out a lot of sodium, then just eat it this way. It's still absolutely delicious. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up because this is just a snack. Believe me, we still got the main meal left to go. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Alright, tubers, so it's a couple hours later and we're finally getting around to frying these. Now we have a big pan here in the middle of the stove. Reason we're doing that is if you look here, our stove has this giant burner in the middle, so this is actually very convenient for frying the eggplant. Now, it won't take long. You could see that the oil is already starting to bubble there. And we are using vegetable oil for cost cutting because using olive oil to basically fry all of this would cost a lot of money. So we are using vegetable oil. I know some of the purists out there are probably saying that's sacrilegious, but you know what? That's what we're doing in this particular case. Don't worry, it'll taste good. So we need to go ahead and start frying all these. It is going.
I have more over here.
Oh my gosh, it's going to take a while. So. Let's see if, do you think the oil's ready yet?
Not yet, not yet.
I can smell it. It smells really good. I'm telling you, this eggplant is really good.
If it's ready, you throw some water on it. It might be.
Yeah, I think it is. Woo! You see that oil? See that? Yeah. They always say oil and water don't mix. Well, there's your proof right there, everybody.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
That's not looking too well. I think I'm going to pick it up with my fingers. It's
We're going to do it old school. Look at that bubbling there. Oh. My mouth is watering. I had one piece and one is not enough. It's like potato chips.
I know. Once
Can't
you start eating this, it's like...
Yeah, you can't just have one.
Ew.
So good. I think we can get one more in there.
So, maybe one more with a small one.
Yeah, and you guys can probably already guess it's going to take a long time to do this. So.
Oh yeah, it took a long time to bread everything. What do you think it took? About 2 hours?
Oh, at least two hours to bread
yep.
this.
I went through how many eggs? I went through probably 2 dozen eggs.
At least. And I bought an 18-pack.
And I only have 6 left. And then I went through a pack and a half. I went through 2.5.
That's incredible. So let's see.
About
yeah, 2.5 dozen eggs. Now, you guys don't have to do this much, but we love it so much that we figured we'll freeze some of it.
Yeah.
And we'll have it another couple more times.
Right. I'll make a couple eggplant parmesans, and it really comes out good when you freeze it. This way, I'll have some in the freezer when we want something quick. We just pull it out.
That's it. And then you always say Italian food always tastes better the second day, and that definitely rings true. You think they're ready to flip yet?
Not quite yet, I don't think.
Let's see.
Nope, not
almost.
Yet. Not yet.
All right, tubers, I'm not going to subject you to this, so we're going to go ahead and finish frying all these eggplants.
And then we'll put it together.
And then it'll be put together, and you guys will get to see finally how good this will look.
Right.
All right, talk to you guys in a bit. All right, tubers, so Mom's tired, so she's got the right idea, sitting on the stool right in front of the stove.
Yep.
And as you can see, got the eggplant done. We got the first batch done. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat this tonight because it's getting pretty late and my stomach is not used to eating this late. So what I might wind up doing is just taking a few of these and dipping them in some sauce, some marinara sauce, and actually saving mine for tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't know. I don't think you're going to resist.
I know. This is one of my favorite meals, so we'll see what happens. It is looking really good. Matter of fact, I'm going to take that little piece that fell off. All right, tubers, get back with you in a little bit. All right, tubers, check out the mountain of fried eggplant. I mean, this just looks so good. I've actually had 4 of these already, and that's going to be my dinner. Now, one thing I will let you guys know, and Mom just reminded me, every once in a while you do have to change the oil out because it kind of gets foamy and it gets really dark like that. When you see your olive oil looking like that, you want to go ahead and swap it out for new. And I know I said olive oil, but we're using vegetable oil. But most of the time, if you're making a small batch, you're going to want to use that olive oil.
Yeah, but you don't have to. I mean, I'm making an awful lot. That's why I'm going to swap it out. If you're just making a couple eggplants, you probably wouldn't have to.
Right.
But I'm making an awful lot.
But we're doing enough to feed an army pretty much.
Right. Well, hopefully for leftovers.
That's it. All right, tubers, next thing I'm going to show you guys is putting this thing together and then baking it. So we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Time to put this together.
All right, this is sauce, and I had made homemade sauce and meatballs and sausage, and I had a lot of sauce left, so this is my homemade sauce.
I'm just going to pull it back so you guys can see. So we coat the bottom liberally, but don't go crazy.
Yeah, but enough so you don't want it to stick. And then just
pack them in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'll take the smaller ones on the side.
Yeah, and we're using, what is this, like what do they call these containers?
I don't know. Probably about an 8 by 10, I would say.
Okay, so about an 8 by 10.
And you can fold them all. What do you call it?
Layer them as you wish. Yeah, but you want to make sure they're all covered. That's the important part. Right. So sauce, eggplant, more sauce. Kind of like the way you make lasagna, in a way.
Yeah, because if you don't do it, then when you put it in the oven, the edges are going to get like burnt.
Exactly.
Or too hard, anyway.
And again, about the same amount of sauce on the top as on the bottom.
Just
enough to cover it.
And
then the all-important mozzarella cheese. Doesn't that look heavenly? Yes, it does. It really does kind of look like a lasagna here.
It does.
And I was saying before, it tricks your your mind into thinking you're actually eating something that has meat in it.
Right.
But it doesn't. Eggplant is just that. It's a vegetable, but it tastes very meat-like. So we're going to go ahead and finish layering this. So we got, what, one more layer?
I may do one more layer after this, probably 3 layers. That's why I like my own, because if you go like to Olive Garden or one of those places, they just give you like one piece of eggplant with some mozzarella on it. I like it when it's layered like a lasagna.
That's it, exactly.
That's my favorite.
There's a place locally, and I'm not going to name the name, but they do the same thing. They give it to you in like one layer that's not thick like lasagna.
Right.
That's the more traditional Italian way, the way we're doing it here, to have it nice and thickly layered.
That's why I usually don't order it when I go out. I don't order eggplant parmesan. They have something called eggplant rollatini, which is really good.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah, they have eggplant rollatini, but...
And then we'll do one more layer of cheese.
And then I probably have enough to do a couple other pans. I just hope I have enough. Sauce.
Oh, pour that cheese on. The
Yeah.
cheese is so important. And of course, you guys can use whatever you want. We use mozzarella, but you can also use provolone or maybe some Parmesan, though that would be very expensive if you were to do that.
And then with last layer.
And we're just going to do the same thing here, one more layer, and then we're going to go ahead and stick it in the oven.
Then I'm going to put, I usually do it around 350, and it's kind of hard to tell how long. I usually wait till I see the sauce bubble up on in between. And it's when I take it out.
That's a good indication.
Yeah,
there you go.
You know, it's just one of those things where I just don't pay a lot of attention. You know, I just know when it's done. So the last layer you want to do, you want to put the sauce on it. And then probably what I'll do is I'll either put the cheese on top, maybe just before it's done. So I don't like the cheese yet. Or you can probably put the cheese on now, and then what you can do is put silver foil on top.
But for our purposes, we're just going to put the sauce on,
Right.
Put it in the oven, let it cook, and then maybe the last 10 or 15 minutes we'll go ahead and put
Take it
cheese
off,
on the top.
I might put like silver foil on it because sometimes it helps so it doesn't get, you know, the edges don't get done.
Right, exactly.
You don't want the edges too hard.
We call it the lasagna syndrome because that's exactly what happens with lasagna noodles.
Yes.
The edges get very, very overdone and crisp and pretty much inedible.
So I'll probably put silver foil on it, stick it in the oven, and when it starts bubbling up, when it's all done, I put the mozzarella on the top. I will let you see it.
And 350? Is it you at 350?
I usually do around 350, yeah.
And for how long?
Until I see it bubble. I don't really know because I don't really check it.
All right, tubers, we'll go ahead and pause this, and I'll show it to you what it looks like when it's all done. All right, tubers, we are ready to cut into this thing. Mom's going to get her spatula here. This is what it looks like when it's all baked. Mom's going to grab a plate. We're going to go ahead and cut into this absolutely delicious looking eggplant parmesan. Ooh.
It's hot. Let me get a hot holder. I don't want to hold on to it.
All right, let's pull her out here. We waited about 10 minutes for it to cool off.
See if I can pull it out without it breaking. See how we do.
Oh, look at that cheese. Now look at those layers. That is the way a true Italian eggplant parmesan should look.
Here we go.
Absolutely delicious. All right, tubers, that's going to be it for this cooking video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely try this recipe if you ever get a chance. Please continue to like and subscribe. Boy, that looks so good. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.
Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto d'amor.